Are back, ladies and gentlemen, for qualifier number 3. Now, you might notice something a little bit peculiar on the screen. It does say finals because that is right. We are going on straight to the finals. Excuse me, because unfortunately there was an extreme lag issue with the second semifinals. It was supposed to be OctZerg versus PaiN, but they just could not play. So PaiN actually forfeited and OctZerg goes to the finals. Sorry about that, guys. Not much we can do.
No, it's unfortunate when that happens, but in the end, you just have to disqualify the guy whose connection is not handling it. So unfortunately for Freeman or whatever it's called, he is put out in the semi-final, and OctZerg advances. The Macedonian Zerg hero, the one representative of Macedonia ever to play in Brood War, advances to the final, and he's going to face Process here, and we're going to have some fantastic PvZ action coming at you here.
That's right, but don't worry, guys. Freeman will get the semi-final level points at least, and I do believe he was on the leaderboard after last weekend, so he'll still have a decent chance to make it through to the main event anyway. So maybe we can see some stuff from him later on. Apparently, he's an old school Gosu. I didn't
Not a name I know.
Yeah, I didn't know him either, but that's what I hear. So yeah. It is what it is. Going on to the finals. PaiN versus PaiN. Protoss versus Zerg. Best of 3 winner of this will qualify for the main event. Remember, in Season 1, I believe, OctZerg was Season 1, he was 1 point below the qualification threshold. OctZerg was. So he barely missed the cut. And I don't remember what happened in Season 2. But yeah, I'm sure he's itching to recover his pride here and actually make it through here in qualifier number 3. So,
yeah,
what are your predictions for this match, Elegant?
I predict in OctZerg's favor because I think he's been a little bit more active a little bit longer than DragOn has, and I think that's going to be the main decider between them. I think his skills are going to be slightly more finely attuned than Mr. Dragon's, but that is just my humble perspective.
You know what? Unlike the past couple of times I've picked the underdogs, there's no clear underdog here for me to pick, and I would I would instinctively agree with you that OctZerg is probably slightly favorite, but on the other hand, we do know that of course DragOn plays both sides of the matchup. He plays PvZ and ZVP, so he should know it very well. I'm sure he also knows OctZerg's style, which is pretty aggressive. OctZerg, of course, known for his Ling shenanigans. And these guys have both been teammates, both on PaiN, and they were both formerly LRM members as well. So I'm sure they played a lot of practice games together, which means that, maybe DragOn can predict OctZerg's style a little bit better. I'm not really sure. But yeah, there's possibly going to be some mind games going on here, which would be quite interesting to see. So, oh, and of course, the best thing is that we get to watch a PvZ finals. Yay!
Yay! Everyone's happy.
Yes.
Well, that's my theory successfully refuted. So I think that with that being done, we're ready to move into the game.
All right, here we go. Here we go at the 12 o'clock position as the green Protoss, not actually splitting his pros very well, is DragOn PaiN. At the 6 o'clock as the orange Zerg, we have OctZerg PaiN. And as the red observer, by the way, I want to give a huge shout out to Salinas, who just joined the TLS team this season and has been doing a lot of good work for us, really helping get all the writing stuff done. So major props to him. You're awesome, Salinas.
He's been a stand-up guy. Well done, Salinas. It's great to have you on board. Picking up the slack, because clearly Tupacalypse can't be in enough places at once. Damn it, Tupacalypse!
But of course, he's not the only one. There's a lot of amazing staff behind the scenes who help make things happen. I feel like I should make a list one day and give them all a shout out, because I don't want to just randomly name people, because then I'll forget somebody. So I will compile a list one day.
That would be good. I'll be ready for that. Sounds like fun. List of stuff. We have A bit of a probe scout coming out from Mr. Dragon. At the standard time, he's just made his pylon. We have no pool yet, notably from OctZerg, so it's going to be at least an overpool, but maybe not even that. And as I say that, out goes the drone to make this drone. So it is going to be an overlord, an overpool, excuse me, from Mr. OctZerg. So thanks for that. It wouldn't be a good cast if I didn't say something to them immediately when went the other way to what I thought it was going to go. So
these players just know what we're going to say, so they try and psych us out. But hey, look at it this way. I mean, we still haven't blatantly called a Zerg build wrong yet today, so
exactly.
That's a win.
But there hasn't been any Zerg v Zerg, and nor will there be.
Elegant,
you know,
elegant man, you're killing me here. You didn't have to say that. You see, we could have pretended like we actually knew what we were talking about now. Oh. You had to go and be like, oh, well, we didn't cast Zerg games. Oh, that's not the point, Elegant. That's not the point.
Oh, I must take my foot out of my mouth. This is terrible. I'm not seeming very.
We had a chance to look amazing, and you ruined it.
And I blew it. I'm always blowing it for you, so
you're like Andre, man. You know, we had our moment of brilliance, and then boom, out the window.
Everyone's like, "Oh, elegant." So, oh no, wait, it's actually like that should be Andre's catchphrase. Got that on his gravestone, on his many gravestones.
Every time he loses a game, instead of just typing GG, he has to sign out with that just saying that.
Yeah.
Have a little lament.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that'd be superb. What needs to happen? We have a hatchery going down in the natural expansion for Mr. OctZerg, so he's not going to be doing any crazy link shenanigans this game. We have no gas from him yet either, so Dragon's going to be a little bit like, whoa, OctZerg, what are you doing? When did you change? And is only having to make one cannon, which I would imagine he's finding quite refreshing. About to throw down his gateway as well. Nexus right on time and everything proceeding as planned, apart from the next hatchery that just went down in OctZerg's natural expansion.
Ooh, that's interesting. This wall also is interesting, and by interesting I mean, do you want him to Ling bust you? Because like he's basically inviting a Ling run by here. He's like, please, will you make some speedlings and run into my main? I mean, look at this. This is not bad because he's protected the cannon really well, but he's left a giant gap on the left side for anything to run past. And look at this, OctZerg is obliging. Oh wait, no, those are just drones. Never mind. Ha! I just looked at the minimap. I assumed they were all Zerglings, but yeah, this third hatchery is pretty weird. This is supposed to be a response to like a one-base Protoss, but obviously that's not what's happening here. But it's because he's gonna go 4 hatch no gas, possibly 5 hatch no gas.
There you go. And this is one of those tricksy builds where if you don't spot it early enough, it will spot you and it will come and get you in the later stages of the game. It is a really neat
It's actually 5 hatch no gas, Elegant. This is crazy. It's crazy talk.
What would you say is the best response to this, in your humble opinion?
Ooh, that's an excellent question. Wait, is that? Oh no, that's the 5th hatch. Why didn't he build it at the 3rd? That's an interesting place for it. I think skipping Stargate. I don't think you need a Stargate against this. You should just go straight for your, Citadel Templar tech. And it's hard. I feel like I should have a good answer to this because, of course, my buddy LRM No One used to do this like all the time and just drove me crazy with it. And that's probably why it drove me crazy because I actually couldn't find a great response to it. But actually, wait a minute. Let me think. I think he said he started. Actually, I said skip Stargate, but I think he said he stopped doing it because good Protoss players would hit like really nice timings with Sair speed lot. And he would be like a little bit too spread out or something. Man, I really can't remember actually, to be honest. But I think Sair speed lot that we saw just against normal 5 hatch Hydra is possibly good against this build as well.
Well, I can see why that would happen. And hey, if it stops LRM No One from doing the build, then it must be a fairly serious flaw. And as we can see, Dragon is still making the Stargate. So hey, who knows? LRM players are bound.
Wait, Elegant, what is he doing? He's got an Evo chamber already and no Hydra Den.
Huh?
What is going on? Why is he not
got a Hydra Den? He's making spore colonies.
But why is he not making a den? He's got enough money. Is he just gonna go straight lair? Don't tell me he's gonna make a lair now.
He could make a lair. But
what is he
going to? He has. I don't know.
Is he going like 5 hatch Zergling?
Yeah.
5 hatch plus 1 Zergling.
Making speed.
Oh my god. He might actually just be going for 5 hatch like plus 1, like 1/1 Ling all in or something. Or not even all in, but
his Overlord's gonna die for a start now. He's going to lose 2 overlords right off the bat. There's a Corsair on his way over to the left-hand side base, although the Sport Colony will probably come in after only one of them is dead, so that's actually not too bad. But yeah, he's making Ling speed, he's making lots of Zerglings, but I'm a bit worried about those 4 Zealots, but he should be alright. He has a fair number of Lings outside his natural now. Even though they're only slow, they should be able to deal with those 4 Zealots fairly easily, as long as those 4 Zealots don't sneak past and get into a really good position, which is what I was worried about, but still getting a decent surround. But DragOn should be able to micro those Zealots fairly well, doing a decent job. There's only so much you can do to keep Zealots alive. 2 of them will go down, but he manages to keep actually 3 of them alive right now, so very, very convincing micro there from DragOn. Will he lose another one? Just lose another one, but doing some decent damage. But I think we're seeing something pretty...
God, he's getting carapace. He's going 1-1 mass speedlings. This is just bonkers. Now by bonkers I mean it's insane. OctZerg loves Zerglings, man. It's really his thing. You know, he tried to fake us out in the beginning. He's like, oh guys, don't worry, I'm totally not going for speedlings. Yes you are! Don't lie! You're just going 5 hatch and then speedlings. Oh my god. Okay, he's finally getting a Hydra Den and a lair, but damn, that's crazy.
He went away and he thought, okay, what do I do? And how can I do it even more than I already do it? So early isn't good enough anymore. It's got to be later and it's got to be bigger. So that's exactly what he's doing. And we might see a little bit of a run by attempt here. That wall is, of course, not particularly tight. DragOn being aware of this is moving Zealots into a better position. He does have speed. No, he doesn't have speed. It's quite a long way off yet. So if those Lings were to get by into the main base, then you might have some fairly significant trouble flushing them out. But the Zealots are going to come out and they're going to maybe be able to head off those Lings. But he might lose 1 Zealot for 3 here. Gets complete surround. The Zealot gets immediately confused and dies in shame and ignominy. And there is a Corsair in the main base as well. Doing its little bit of a thing, but it's going to take a while to do any real damage to a significant number of overlords.
I'm still trying to wrap my head around this build again. It's like, now he's getting some Hydras, but I mean, like, what does DragOn think is going on here? Because he scouted how late the lair was and how early the Evo was, right? I mean, what is he supposed to think? So he's getting a 3rd base now. He's clearly not overly concerned, but he's going to be facing a lot of tier 1 units, actually, a lot of Hydras and Lings. And,
yeah, but he's doing the right thing. He's making DTs.
Whey! Everybody loves DTs, Elegant.
Yeah, DTs are of course really good and are proving very helpful. Look at that. What a decisive engagement right there. Losing no units for a whole bunch of Lings. That is the power of the Protoss Force with +1 weapons. We still do not have carapace, of course, from OctZerg, so his units are going to be all soft and nice and rightfully picking by all these Protoss scary units that we have right here. And he needs Overlord speed, really. I think we do have Overlord speed researching in the lair. Yes, in fact we do, and we now also have a Spire on the way as well. So OctZerg is kind of transitioning into a standard early mid-game.
You see, Elegant? Mid-game always converges. It always converges. The mid-game is always the same.
So after all that early weirdness and posturing, what we now have is quite a large force of Hydralisks and some Speedlings. And there's nothing special about that.
But he did get an early +1 carapace. So that actually counteracts the +1 attack that the Protoss got. And +2 was started a little bit late, which I'm not a huge fan of. So the one good thing about this opening, I think, was that OctZerg is going to be able to keep up on the upgrades, which is a little bit unusual in PvZ, actually. Usually the Protoss is well ahead on the attack upgrades. Bit of a catch here on the pro transfer. But otherwise, a bit of a catch here in the middle of the map. Oh my god, they're completely surrounded.
Oh no! That's horrible.
And now he's going to go up here to this 3rd base, and there's only 3 cannons. I think this base is going to fall. I don't think DragOn anticipated all these units, but here comes the High Templar train.
Oh my
He's got like no Zealots though. He's going to have money storms to hold this. He's got no supporting units. It's only High Templars. Oh my god, this is not ideal. DragOn was not expecting this at all. He was completely thrown off. His unit composition is out of whack. And now we are seeing the true power here of what OctZerg was doing. Completely unexpected unit timing.
That is the value of an Orthodox build. It may not have been the most 100% efficient build he could have done to get this position, but it was the most difficult to predict build, I want to say. It was really hard to see at any point exactly where his plan was going to converge.
What the hell?
Oh dear. Oh dear. Losing a few overlords and getting supply blocked by flying them all into his opponent's natural, and his army is cleared up. He does, of course, have another one in TrueZerg style waiting outside his own natural expansion, and has done some kind of a muta switch as well. He's popping out a whole bunch of mutalisks, as many as he can anyway while he's so supply blocked, but that could be fairly interesting. I don't think we really have any Corsairs left on the map at all. We have literally none, and so a muta switch can be very scary at this point. The one Archon goes down, the High Templar are in severe danger of all getting sniped off right here, and the Hydralists are streaming across that bridge. very, very powerful arm now for OctZerg compared to that of DragOn. He's just going to be able to clean up the remaining zealots here, and then he's going to be able to bring in those mutas for possibly a really big finish of any of DragOn's hopes to take that third base and making a fourth as well. OctZerg is playing this very, very smartly indeed.
Yeah, really nice Hydra control there by OctZerg. That was very, very impressive. And as you say, I mean, DragOn just doesn't know what to do here. He doesn't know what he's playing against, I think, is the problem. And I don't know what he's playing against either. So, you know, this Muta switch could be amazing. He's actually waiting a little bit. He should just go now since he picked off all the High Templar. There's basically nothing that can stop him. There's one cannon in the main base, and that's it. He could even just micro against the back of the natural here. Those cannons won't range him. So that's really, really nice. And meanwhile, he did get that left side expansion, also taking a very unexpected base there as well. OctZerg is playing this really interestingly. I don't know whether, like, this is how he plays ZPP on this map, or this is some specific anti-dragon build, because, you know, they know each other's styles, as I was saying. But here we go, the Mutas going into the main, and there's nothing to do. I mean, what can DragOn do?
Cannon. Almost nothing. GG!
Insta GG from DragOn. He knows he cannot touch the Mutas.
Yeah. Very smart.
That is that.
I like that. That's strategic play. That's fine strategic play for OctZerg. That looked really, really well prepared. And I can only imagine that's how it was designed to pan out. And it was very, very smart indeed. I'm very impressed.
Yeah. Now that I think about it a little bit more, I mean, that does actually make sense given the opening. You could go to a lot of hatcheries first, delay your gas, delay your tech, to just flood out those tier 1 units straight away. That is the same idea, the same concept when you're going for 5 hatch no gas into Hydras. OctZerg obviously did it a little bit differently, but he worked in a very fast upgrade, which is what you don't normally see in the 5 hatch Hydra, which actually made his Zerglings more resilient against these Zealots, because obviously the +1s cancel out, so the Zealots don't two-shot the Zerglings anymore. So in a weird kind of way, it actually does make sense. But
yeah, she does.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not 100% convinced, but I'll give him that one. But it's okay. It's a best of 3. Our Protoss hero is not dead yet. We're gonna go on to Neo Aztec right after the break.
Be right back.